All right, so I just want to look at your model and give you some advice and things. For the most part, I think it looks pretty good. I don't have the legs. I think make sense. Obviously, you're not going to have a reverse foot rig, so you just went straight down. But that makes sense for what you have. You don't have feet, so I think that's okay. The only thing that you might want is that if you did have something go here, right now, if this foot goes to roll, it's going to like go up like this, and this won't stay flat. So you could have maybe put one straight out here, and that way, like, you could bind this to this bottom part, and that way when it would bend forward, this bottom part could stay flat to the ground, if that makes sense. So, you would do something like this where V, go like that to this, and then we hit P. And the idea here is just that, let me just do an IK handle real quick so you get the idea. So here, is that if this moves forward, oh, hang on a second. So if this moves forward right now, it's going to do what this foot's doing by default. So if you look forward, so you can see what will happen is that this leg, this foot will go up. So it'll bend and then cut into the ground. It'll follow what this joint's doing. But if you do this there, and then also do one here to here, when this comes forward, you can see that will stay straight, and so it'll keep your bottom of the foot straight. You don't have to do that. That's just if you want to. Honestly, it's fine as it is. I'm just throwing that out there as something that you might want to do. This all looks fine. The biggest issue that I saw actually is this area here. So if you look, you basically have the arms attached to the head, to the neck here. So when the neck moves, it moves the arms, which is probably not what you actually wanted it to do. So you just need to grab both of these joints, hit Shift P to unparent them, and then grab them both again, and then just parent them to this one instead, and hit P. That way, the neck can rotate on its own, and then these can rotate on their own. And if you want to move the whole upper, you can move the whole upper. That's the biggest suggestion I would have. That's the main thing that you do need to change. Okay. Another thing is you did these two eye joints, so that's right. But if you look, you put this joint here, but there's no sense in having it. Like, I think maybe you were thinking a jaw joint. Oh, I guess that's your head end joint. Actually, in that case, that makes sense. Yeah, leave it like that. Never mind. I was gonna say if you want to do a jaw joint, you'd have to do another one and then do this. But yeah, no, actually, that was good. So yeah, you can leave that one the way it is. This all makes sense. You sort of have almost like I would treat this, instead of having, like, calling this a clavicle, which I don't know what you named it. What did you name it? Did you name it clavicle? Yeah, instead of treating that even as a clavicle, I would just treat these two as a shoulder joint, so you just have two that it's deforming across, just because it's such a large span. So you could theoretically put more in there, but it's up to you. The rest of it I think seems fine. The only major issue, like I said, you could do this foot thing if you wanted to put one just straight across, which I know doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's just because it'll allow you to do that whole, like, moving this forward. So the foot, actually, I'll show you what I'm talking about, actually. So if we take that and then this, and then just do bind skin real quick. Hopefully I'll do it quickly. You'll see, hopefully, the defaults will be good enough. When we go to move this forward, you'll see how it'll help keep the foot flat. I mean, it's pulling up a little bit here, but see how it's not going into the ground? As opposed to, if you went straight down with this one, and you don't put that joint in, now when I go like this, and I move this forward, you see how this heel is totally pulling up, and the toe is totally going in. Now imagine if you had a ground plane, right? See how if I had a ground plane, this would be kind of okay. But over here, it would be going straight into the ground, and this would be coming straight off. It's not a big deal. It's just if you want to be able to have the feet stay flat when he's walking, you need to put that other guy in there. But the only major thing is just this. So other than that, I think it looks fine. You can work with what it is. So yeah, good job.